What comes to mind when you hear the word Dogman? Is it Lon Chaney Jr.'s Wolfman? Or one of the myriad werewolves that stalk the forests of B-movie horror? Does a hybrid canine cryptid roam the wilds of North America and perhaps the entire world? With thousands of sightings in North America, will the Dark Dealings team uncover evidence from their most recently reported encounter? Once again, the team plunges into the darkness to witness what prowls beneath the moonlight.
We were contacted a few days ago on the website about an encounter this woman had with a wolf-like creature. She describes like an 8-foot-long creature, and she said it had a very human-like gait, even though it was running on all fours. So she describes it as a Dogman. Also suggested if we went on the internet, this wouldn't be the only Dogman sighting in Ontario or in Hamilton and Burlington for that matter. You did do some exploring.
Yeah, I looked into it to see what it was, what it's supposed to look like or act like. From what I've found, yeah, they like walk on, or they tend to travel in like all fours, you know, the way you'd think of a dog or anything. And then the only difference is it stands up, and that's, you know, when it's bipedal. People described it as like, you know, a large, I guess like a werewolf almost, but, you know, a little thinner, you know, long, spindly arms, you know, long claw-like fingers, and then sort of like a German Shepherd, the way they have the pointy ears. I know the difference that I've come to understand about the Dogman, which makes it different than a werewolf. You know, you think of a werewolf, you think like, you know, Stephen King, you know, gotta be that full moon, right? But this is like, it doesn't have to be night. It can be broad daylight in a field somewhere. I've heard them described as large German Shepherds or like a coyote.
Yeah, my concern is like, so from my understanding, it's a cryptid much like Bigfoot, yeah, or the Lee County Lizard Man of South Carolina, or the Mothman for that matter. But when we start talking about werewolves, I'm out. Like, I don't think that I believe in werewolves. A dog-like cryptid, possibly. I'm kind of concerned it's more a case of mistaken identity. Like, potentially this person could have seen a bear. I talked to an OPP officer, and she stated that they have had wolf sightings in this area. They're incredibly rare. And then, of course, coyotes. I horseback ride not too far from this location, and we see coyotes every other time when we're riding. So that's what I think could be happening. So it's a little bit different. Whenever we go on a ghost hunt, it feels like, you know, I already know I can gain some degree of interaction with something the rest of you maybe aren't seeing, and that our equipment helps us experience. What special equipment do you have for us tonight?
We have a thermal camera, a little thermal handheld, and we have our night vision.
Okay. Yeah, the thermal will come in handy. It's something we haven't used in any other episodes. I guess we should shout out to one of our subscribers, Ann, who sent a donation, who provided us with the camera, basically. So thank you, Ann. So this will come in handy. I've seen thermal imaging cameras used for ghost hunts, and I've also seen thermal imaging cameras used for man hunts and hunting. So it'd be interesting to put it to use out in the field, literally in the field.
Yeah, I know you're not one to believe in this kind of thing. I I too don't believe there's a man out there turning into a werewolf or a dog man.
I will say this though, like I believe in there could be a Bigfoot. Have I received evidence of a Bigfoot before? No. Have I had a sighting before? No. When I'm getting spirit of the non-human variety, sometimes they look like apes. Some of these spirits look very dog-like or have dog-like features. So it'd be interesting if this cryptid's actually a non-flesh spirit. That would be interesting. But I think we are, because so many people have had encounters, I think we're looking for a living creature. It might be a little bit ambitious for us to feel like we're just going to go spot one. But at least let's give the area where, you know, she claims to have had that experience. I completely believe her, first of all. She's adamant it wasn't a bear. She's adamant it wasn't a wolf. And she knows what a effing coyote looks like. So, yeah, we'll go and see if there's any evidence left behind. We'll see what we turn up, and take it from there.
I guess I'm not as skeptical as you are. I believe people have seen something. I don't know what they've seen. I would love there to be a dog man or something out there, and we were able to get it on camera. Obviously, I am well enough. I understand enough that it could be a coyote, raccoon up a tree, anything. Having said that, I packed a hatchet. Obviously,
just prepared for Dogman.
Just prepared for Dogman.
Back the fuck off, Dogman.
I don't think it's. I think the main defense against Dogman. I got that high-powered flashlight. It has that strobe light feature. Was blind and run.
Okay,
but I guess that's what we're shooting with.
Yeah, I didn't really go forward and explore whether there had been negative encounters with Dogman. I'm certain. But yeah, we'll go on. I guess we've done a little bit of the role reversal in the sense that I'm going up skeptical and you're going up kind of the complete believer of at least the possibility, right?
Yeah.
All right, it's in this stretch that she states she sighted the possible dog man. She mentioned the brick house before we get to the Punch Bowl Market. She said it crossed from this right-hand side. At first I thought there wouldn't be enough room because that's pretty much a drop-off. And it entered the field, crossed the field diagonally, and went into the woods. So that all checks out. It's so very specific. There's enough room for something to be up in there and cross the road. I thought there wouldn't be. But checks out, right?
Checks out.
All right. So we'll go back and explore some of that just as soon as we park. I swear I hear something yipping.
Yeah.
What we've discovered is the area where the woman has seen the dog man isn't far from the DeFasco Trail. So we thought we'd get in here while we still could, while it's still light. All right, we were walking this trail. There's not a whole lot of evidence of scat, which is wild animal droppings. I haven't really seen anything that was tracks. How about you?
No, I haven't seen anything.
We've waited till dusk to get out here. Again, like Liam has suggested, there's no time period that seems to be the Dogman's high time. It's not as if we have to wait for a full moon or midnight or dead time. We found evidence of sightings that happen at rush hour, in the middle of the day. We may go off the beaten path here fairly soon. If we were to detect something, it would look a whole hell of a lot like that. That's Liam through the thermal imaging cam. And just like when we hunt, we're going to spend a lot of time being quiet.
There's a deer hoof right here. I can't see that too well on the IR. But right here is your little hoofed animal. You can see where the toes are, right there. Probably a deer. But right there, you see your two toes.
All right, 1 second.
So right here, you have like a deer or something small with the hooves, probably a deer. You have where the two toes have sunk in the mud. Looks like there's another set here. Whatever it is pretty close. Probably a baby deer.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Looks like it came down from up in there. Right there.
Haven't seen any indication of paws. Haven't seen any coyote scat. We'll keep looking. All right.
Deer out here.
What we may do in a future episode is set up some trail cams.
Trying to see if there's like a game trail we can follow. Where the deer have been following.
It's about to get really dark. Shh. Hold that. Heard someone this week ask why a cryptid would be sighted where there's a population of people. And I'm like, how the fuck else are they gonna get sighted? Like, how? Who's gonna see them to sight them? Does a dogman appear in the woods if no one is around to see it? Let's suppose, too, that there was a cryptid that was a dogman. People are always leaving so much trash in trailheads and stuff, in places where maybe they begin their hike, that it would make an excellent source of food potentially. And it calls that creature to be dependent on what we leave behind. What the hell is warm down there? You see that? Could it be the rock?
Could be the rock.
We got some sort of warm hit through here. No, it wasn't the rock. Definitely some of these rocks show up hotter, but that wasn't the rock at that point. So those are trees. But just for a minute, you can see how the temperature spikes, even though Liam is pretty far from me, 25 feet or so. You think that connects with that gravelly path?
I don't think so. It's pretty dense.
Things have gotten so dark that it's making it hard to trek through the woods.
It's so loud. Right there's some kind of trail, like a deer or something. You see where the trees have been pushed aside. It seems to go right to that.
Let's try it.
Seems to go right to that.
What?
That field up there. If you look here, you see this is like a trail, like a bunch
So
of
this
rabbits.
might be like a deer trail.
A deer, yeah. Something traveled it frequently.
Any description of like how this thing smells? That tends to be a common trait of like skunk ape
I don't think there was any,
or Bigfoot.
as far as I've found, I haven't seen any description of them, like smell-wise. But I was told it has like yellowish eyes. You know, that tan like coyote or like a German Shepherd kind of look. And it kind of like, walks, and people mistaken it as large coyote or a German Shepherd. And here's that little gravel trail you were talking about. So I've heard them called a booger. for those of us, and I've heard it called that by a man from North Carolina. And I've heard them.
Dad, your pawpaw used to call them boogers.
When I was young, I never made the connection then. I never bothered to ask him about it. But when I would stay the night there, he would tell the dogs, "Come on, let's go get the booger." And that was one of the big, like, he would say that like all the time, like it meant something. I don't know if he said anything when you were growing up.
Yeah, same thing.
But he would always say, "Go get the booger."
There's so many places that have like the big black dog legend. There's like black dog tends to be an omen.
You hear that? Yeah, over there in the bush off to our left, I heard a twig.
Right, bub.
My left. This is left.
Oh, your left, my right.
Yeah, you're right. There's like a twig break over here. Like we started something, not something big. Like a rabbit.
Yeah, so many cultures have the big black dog legend. It's supposed to be an omen in Great Britain. But then, you can't help but have werewolves come to mind, I thought I saw some movement through here. Like something broke those trees. We've heard, coyotes, yep, but I can't say that's a wolf. When we first came out to spot everything, it was nice and warm because we wanted to get out there the day after her report. We didn't take any cameras or anything. We just hit it, looked for anything. Really couldn't find any physical evidence to suggest anything had been around.
I saw several little trails, like there's one here where you can see where that's been tamped down.
So like deer and things can definitely trample vegetation.
Like that there looks like a bunny or a rabbit, where you would leave a rabbit box. And so some animals will travel these trails multiple times, just over and over, like a highway or a road. And again, predators will hunt on these game trails. When you would hunt deer, you would hunt a food plot, a water hole, or you'd hunt one of these trails here and you'd wait for them to walk down.
So you're talking about like something that would be an apex predator, right?
Something like I don't want to say man, but definitely. Like, a coyote is a pack predator, a pack hunter. They always, when they're hunting, they take a group of them. They'll run something like a deer or a rabbit, and they'll run it right into the mouth of the big one. The big one being, the alpha, the top one of the pack. And that one's always hiding along the trail, hidden away in a bush or something, just right for the throat.
I don't think we have that going on. Dogman seems to be solitary, right?
Seems to be.
Is there any sightings of like a pack of dogman?
No, but I've heard a story of a man. I think he was out in Texas. He was hunting. And he was in his tree stand, and down the trail came two dogmen. And he described them as large coyotes.
See, the way she described this creature, she said, yes, it was on all four limbs. She said, but it appeared that it had long forearms, or long arms, and was squatting like a man, and boogied across the road that way. She also said it was just after midnight, I believe. Yeah. She also said it was just after midnight, so it's dark. Your headlights hit something. Sometimes the shadow of your headlights, like the shadow that it casts of the creature, could make it look a lot larger than it is. And she maybe just saw a coyote. She's gonna kill me for that. Or a wolf. I'm suggesting, like, intuitively, it's hard to sit here and use my intuition on a cryptid. I'm kind of out of my element. But like, I'm not necessarily feeling as if I'm being stalked or something while we're in these woods.
Calm out here, ain't it?
Yeah. Well, I can't do that, can I? We'll maybe get you. Yeah, it's pretty calm.
Yeah, quiet.
There's plenty of alternate paths and trails this thing could have taken out on.
I feel like this is so well trafficked. There's footprints off and down this and that.
Start back towards the thing.
Kicks easy.
I don't think that's an issue.
Okay.
Did you hear that?
Yeah, something out that way.
Yeah, what was that?
I'm not too sure.
Bird? Yeah. Sweet little bird music. At this time of night.
So many like spots and trails and all this where something's been running through, like a deer or a bunny or a number of things.
Well, a couple of things we can say is this area is well tread by wildlife. So there's definitely signs of deer, rabbit. So if Dogman relies on that stuff for subsistence, he's got a veritable buffet out here. We can see on the thermal that we get hits of heat from Liam. His face. And the register up top. So as we shoot away, it's pretty cold. Otherwise, we've not seen anything to indicate a large cryptid. At the same time, the absence of proof is not proof of absence. We can hold out that there's the possibility of a large undiscovered canid / Homo sapiens out there. A cryptid. The reason I suggest that it's just a possibility is because the world has been littered with these possibilities. I remember being a kid and reading books that suggested the giant squid, the kraken, was just a myth. And now there's proof of giant squid. We know they exist. Or that the coelacanth is
Still alive.
Yeah, a coelacanth was supposed to be a prehistoric fish, and then one was caught and alive. So there's evidence that there's things out there and that we absolutely don't know it all.
You have whales, new species of whales being discovered. You got new fish. You got new creatures in, much denser forests than this being found. But it ain't far-fetched to say that there's a Bigfoot or there's something hiding out there.
Yeah, we can only hope that verifiable evidence can be found with these creatures in the same way that we seek evidence of spirits, ghosts, the afterlife, things that I see every day that science still demands there's proof of. So I cannot sit there and just doubt someone because I'm skeptical or dubious of a large wolf / dogman. I can't do that to people.
They've seen something.
Yeah, she absolutely 100% believed in what she saw. I could read her that well.